I saw this from Jamie Newberg. He sent me an email. I guess I've been connected with his email for a long time, and he posted this on D Magazine. And it's like a mailbag, Mike. And this question, I think we've asked this question a ton, but I loved his answer. They asked, what are the realistic chances that the Rangers have a future ace in Jack Leiter? And when I read his reply, I really thought, man, that sounds like something Mike Bacsik would say. And I wanted to get your take on this, hearing what he said here. He said, you don't see that tag thrown on a prospect very often, but in terms of minor league pitcher having the ingredients to be a long shot rather than a no shot, Leiter fits. He has the makings of multiple advanced pitches and misses bats with more than one, and that's, I've talked about that at length. He's pitched on a big stage, which is good. He's grown up around the game, and the work that it takes when the lights aren't on, he seems to have the plus compete you see in the best ones. But then he asked this question. The question prompted me to spend a few seconds coming up with non-exhaustive lists of MLB pitchers I'd think of as aces at the moment. Garrett Cole, DeGrom, Scherzer, Walker Buehler, Shane Bieber, Wheeler, Trevor Bauer, I guess, and Corbin Burns. In the conversation, Ohtani, Nola, Giolito, Robbie Ray, Yu Darvish, Lance Lynn, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Luis Castillo, Max Fried, and German Marquez. How many of them would you have thrown a tag on before they'd reached Double-A, let alone made their minor league debut? 2, 3, maybe? So no one really knows, but if you're going to bet on one arm in Texas system to eventually get there, Leiter is it. And does that that sounds very reasonable and logical in that the dude hasn't even thrown a ball yet.
Right.
And he has the potential, but look at all those names that he threw out there, and maybe none of them were like considered, he's going to be an ace in the future.
Yeah, and I think that he has possibly the talent to do it. You're going to have to see it. Double-A gives you the first idea. I saw too many people at A-ball be great at A-ball. Usually, college is not, I know this sounds bad, and I'm not trying to take shots. College kids that make it to college baseball, Division I baseball, that is a huge accomplishment in life. But most people that make it to the major leagues or that are major league scouts or that are major league coaches say, you don't get to play real baseball till you make it to Double-A. Double-A is the first time that you actually play real baseball. And what does that mean? Well, that means that pitchers have the really good command. And I'm not saying great command, but you'll see some guys in A-ball throwing 95, 96, and they'll only throw a strike 40% of the time. Well, that makes it obviously difficult on the catcher to run sequences of pitches because you're just like, man, I just am trying to get him to throw a strike. I'm not actually trying to set up a curveball or set up a fastball inside. I'm actually just trying to call a pitch that I think he can throw over the plate. And as a hitter, you're somewhat uncomfortable a little bit because you're like, hell, this guy has no type of tendencies except he's going to throw balls. Like, the best case to do here is just stand here and not swing because there's over a 50% chance he's going to walk me. When you get to Double-A, all of a sudden, if you have one pitch and only one pitch and you're a starting pitcher, you'll get beat up pretty good by Double-A hitters. And so now they have to make a situation where you're either going to have to make an adjustment, or if that pitch is good enough, we'll put you in the bullpen where you only have to face 3 to 5 hitters on a given night so you don't get overexposed with you just being somewhat of a one-pitch guy. So until Leiter gets to Double-A, which maybe will happen at the end of this season, we won't have a great idea on how could he possibly dominate major league hitters. That being said, I do expect that sometime in 2023, this is my hope, and also what I saw him do at Vanderbilt, that in 2023, in August or September, he makes it up to the major leagues, and we start seeing signs of he could be a really special pitcher, hopefully for the next 6 to 10 years for the Rangers.
All right, so a couple things then for this year specifically. Let's say this season for him, what would be a good season for him? Like, when we look, is it looking at his numbers, or is there something else that we need to be identifying this season alone?
Part of it will be numbers, because you can't keep telling me Profar or Leody Taveras is really good, and then me and David Murphy are sitting there looking at high A ball going, He's batting 236. Like, you can tell me how good he is, but wouldn't also good be batting 275 or above? Like, I'm not asking him to bat 350. I'm not saying, because, when they say Vladimir Guerrero Jr. or Ronald Acuna Jr. or Juan Soto is really good, they were batting close to 400 in the minor leagues. Like, not like just 300. Like, they were batting close to 400. So you're like, they're not blowing smoke up my butt right now. These guys are actually putting up the best numbers in AA or AAA right now in all of baseball. But if you're batting 230 and you say, this dude's special, you're like, man, I'm going to have to start calling people that are watching him play because the stats aren't saying he's special. So part of it is, yes, that Jack Leiter or Cole Winn or Josh Young are putting up stats. That's very important because to me, if you can't be successful in the minor leagues, you can only say for so long that they're going to be successful in the major leagues. Profar runs into that example. Profar had okay numbers in the minor leagues, never dominated the minor leagues. Now, he was always 3 or 4 years younger on average than who he was playing against. But when you get to the major leagues, you're going to be 5 to 10 years younger than the guys you're facing. So at some point, a guy like Jack Leiter's going to have to put up dominating numbers to say he can be a dominating pitcher. Because let's just say this year his ERA, Corey, is
that's what I was going to get to. Yeah,
it's 3.75 in low A and high A this year. I would say that's okay.
Okay,
like that shows that he can possibly 2 years down the road keep developing and being a major league pitcher. If he pitches in A ball this year, let's just say the whole year in high A and low A, or in high A and maybe like gets 5 starts in double A, and he puts up an ERA under 3 in those, let's just say about 100 innings. I don't know what they're going to limit his innings to. That's another thing that we just don't know. Stay healthy, then get your innings, and then show that, all right, let's just give a really easy round number. In 100 innings, he puts up an ERA right under 3, let's just say 2.75, and in 100 innings pitch, he strikes out over 100 guys and walks less than 30. That's a really good sign. If he strikes out 150, which would be a great sign, that would be, oh my gosh, like guys can't hit him, but he walks 65 in 100 innings, we're going to say, no, hey, the swing and miss is there. We thought it was there at Vanderbilt. We know it's there now at a professional level, but
the control.
You're going to walk a guy per inning because there's better discipline at the plate at the major leagues than there is in the minor leagues. So there'll be walks per, 9 innings, strikeouts per 9 innings, your overall ERA, your batting average against. Like, all of these numbers are going to mean something because, let's face it, we're not going to see him pitch.
Right.
Like, I maybe there's the hardcore Ranger fan or minor league prospect fan out there that's going to turn on the Wood Ducks, and they're going to find them online and just sit there and watch when Jack Leiter pitches. And then give an analysis of, well, hey, I saw the movement on the fastball working in. I could tell today he was really working on pounding the inside part of the plate, and he was missing a little bit and didn't seem to want to go to his strength, which his strength is, let's find out. I do believe it's fastball command with some devastating breaking ball pitches. So it'll be fun to watch Leiter develop, but I would just say, because he was the number 2 overall pick, still have patience. If this year he puts up a 3.5 ERA and he strikes out 1 guy per 9 innings, that doesn't mean he's not going to be an ace. That means it's his first time to pitch professional baseball. Cole Winn was horrible if you go back and look at his first year in professional baseball. Now, they did a weird thing of developing him by saying, you're not going to pitch because we don't want you to get hurt. And then he came back without pitching for a long time, and it took him a while to find himself again. So, let's see how it goes. I do think this with Jack Leiter. There's not going to be a lot of mechanical adjustments. He has a father who pitched a long time in the major leagues. He went to arguably the best college in the United States of America for pitching development. Mm-hmm. So I don't think you're going to have to get a guy like sometimes you might draft out of high school and go, hey, we get how successful he was, but we're going to change his arm slot. We're going to change the way he finishes. We're going to change the way he holds his breaking ball. Like, there's going to be very little adjustment mechanically to Leiter, which should give him an advantage to have quick success.